Happy Sunday night and welcome to the Park Adventurers Club. Thank you guys so much for waiting, for being here with us. We appreciate you. If you haven't already, please subscribe to this channel. It's the Park Adventurers Club, and we have lots of great content, lots of great people, and lots of fun. So please subscribe to the channel. And of course, for tonight's show, if you could give it a like, if you could talk in the chat, if you guys can, super chat if so moved. And happy Hanukkah to all who celebrate. I want to reach out and say that tonight. And the other part I want to mention is, we used to do this show somewhere else. We moved over to our brand new home here, and I just wanted to kind of give sort of a shout out to some of the folks that actually started this thing, that made it happen back in the day. And it starts with Allison over here. What's going on?
Hi, everyone. Good evening.
And the OG, Mr. Pete Carney. What's up?
Tickle. Hey, everybody. Sivako. Good to see everyone. We're back. We got the old gang together.
I am so disturbed by tickle.
No,
stop. Oh, I'm creeped out. It's fine. Thank you guys for being with us tonight. Man, I'm so excited about this panel and these folks. Again, like I said, back in the day when I was just a newbie, which is weird since I'm like probably, I don't know, twice everybody's age on here. I was excited to get invited to their show. And now we have this show, and they're here, and it couldn't make me happier to see you guys. So thank you guys for being here. The new show, as you guys know, as our pack knows, is really set up more like a meeting. We're having a meeting of the Park Adventurers Club. So we're going to start with a reading of the minutes, which is the kind of the top 5 stories that we picked out from the past week. And then the new business is things we never got to do at Disney, or Disney's lost experiences. And of course, that is sort of brought on by the fact that there's going to be a whole generation of people who haven't gotten to do Muppet Vision, Aerosmith Rock and Roller Coaster, The Great Movie Ride, and we feel bad for those folks, but we have some trauma of our own, and so we'll share that during this show. And again, maybe you guys share that stuff in the chat as well. But let's start with the first topic, which is the Rock and Roller Coaster starring Aerosmith. I just mentioned that this thing has been in existence as Aerosmith since Butch was a calf. That's something my father-in-law used to say. That's I don't know what it means, but it means a long time. And so honestly, I've loved the fact that it's been Aerosmith. It was unique because this was like the only place you could actually have an Aerosmith experience. They don't really tour much anymore, so I feel like this was kind of fun. Maybe it was getting a little aged out. So we know now officially, we knew it was going to be turned into the Muppets. We know that it's going to close spring, but we now know officially March 1st is the last day to attend this attraction. Pete Carney, will you be there on March 1st taking the last ride on this one?
I don't know if I'm going to be the last person on the last ride, because we're not losing their coaster. We're just losing the aesthetic around it. I mean, we're keeping the same thing. It's just the Muppets. But I will be there probably that last day at some point. I'm not just one who's big on waiting in long lines. So that there's going to be a slew of people. And that's fun and exciting to say you were a part of that. I've been like the first people on attractions, and that's really neat. I don't know if I've been the last person on anything ever. Maybe like the last hour or so. But anyway, it's a fun thing to say you did. But I mean, we're going to miss out. This is iconic. I mean, we've always heard the rumors Bono is coming to do with a new thing, or all these other bands, and I think it's a nice nod to keep the Muppets in the park. I'm personally looking forward to this. I think Aerosmith had a heck of a run. There is nothing to be to look down on. I mean, to have a rock and roll band, they were rock and roll, and to have that in a Disney park for this many years is incredible.
Wait a minute.
Exactly.
Wait a minute. I love that idea. I know people were talking about Queen. I remember on one show, our good friend Patrick Hackett said Queen is not any less problematic than Aerosmith. Oh, yeah. And then he suggested we do Powerline. We were all on board for the idea of a Powerline overlay. Allison, are you with Pete? Like, it doesn't matter. It's still the coaster.
Yeah, no, I am. I think Aerosmith is a great band. They were a little long in the tooth when it debuted, and that was
Oof.
part of it, right? They appealed to a lot of different generations when it debuted, and still does. And by the way, they were touring like crazy when it previewed. I remember seeing them in like 2002, like a couple years after that coaster opened. They were still like really active and performing. Now, obviously, not so much, but I think that it's kind of amazing that it remained like relevant and still worked for as long as it did, especially given the age of the band at the time that it opened. But like this makes it a little bit more timeless and keeps the Muppets relevant, and Electric Mayhem's really fun. So yeah, I think it is a good time for it. I'll be a little sad to see the pre-show go, but also showing its age, right? Like part of the reason to go, I think, is nostalgic. Yes. Exactly. Oh, I know. I was there when it disappeared. Suddenly.
If you wanted to see the pre-show, I mean, they say March 1st, but I mean, that whole pre-show has already said hasta la bye-bye.
Yeah, weird, right? So it's really not. It's really just Rock and Roller Coaster with blank right now. It's not Muppets yet, and it's not Aerosmith anymore.
Black lights and donuts. It's exciting. But that was the real announcement. They should have told us that the pre-show is going away. That pre-show is like iconic in so many people's minds. The extras, the people like the actors who weren't even known who are in that are like that was such a great pre-show, one of the best, and one of the most quoted.
Yeah. And did you guys ever go in when the pre-show had like a guy who would walk into the room and grab? I never saw that. That'll go on my list.
Really?
I just remember the B mode where the guy comes in and taps Joe Perry and goes, I got it, and then that's it. Like, yeah, I never got to see the guy, Chris.
Cast members have let me do it, like yell from the back of the room. It's fun.
Make it a stretch. Make it a super stretch. Yeah, I don't know. I'm going to miss some of that, but, I will probably miss the dinosaur pre-show more than I will the Aerosmith pre-show, but we'll talk about that another time. Let's move on to the next one, which I think means nothing to either of our panelists, but it means something to me, is that at Downtown Disney, they're renovating. They're always in a state of becoming at Downtown Disney at Disneyland. It is never, just like every airport I've ever been to, it's never not been under construction since I've been there. But they're ushering in, they have started this building of Portos. And if you are in that area, if you are in California, Portos is an amazing bakery. And some of the goods that they have are awesome. They have they've started construction, but here's some of the concept art. They're going to kind of wall in this outside. If you're coming from Downtown Disney into the Esplanade, it's the last restaurant you see. It was the La Brea Bakery. This thing looks amazing. And I feel like is going to be everybody's favorite hangout spot that's there. But Allison, you don't have any frame of reference for Portos. It doesn't really mean anything to you.
No, brand new to me. But I mean, they have a really good history of bringing good stuff to Downtown Disney. So I'm sure it's just like salt and straw or, any number of things that they brought in, and it's good. I do kind of miss when things were like a little bit more, you can only get it there, but I also am excited to get stuff that you don't get in your home city or hometown all in one place too. So yeah, I believe you. I think your word for it. That's amazing.
It's like Gideon's here in Orlando. You can go to Gideon's in downtown Orlando and there's never a wait, but the Gideon's in Disney Springs will always have a wait, but it's something about it. I don't know. I'm with you, Rob. I think, Downtown Disney, for anyone from New York, is like the Belt Parkway. Since I've been born, it's been under construction, and it'll never be finished. It's always, like you said, in a state of becoming. No, this is exciting. I think this is going to be fun for locals. Like, I know, like, spots here at Disney World that I like to go hang out with. Like, we have, like, our Nomad or our other after-hour spots we may go to. This is fun for everyone. I mean, and the aesthetic, though, I just feel like, doesn't it just feel like an open-air Cheesecake Factory, though, a little bit?
I mean, sure, I guess. I don't know. La Brea Bakery was great. We used to stop there, like, on the way in. It was, like, your last stop from the tram or from the hotels to go into the Esplanade. You could get something for breakfast there. People grab yogurts or whatever from that area. And then now it'll be this bakery, which I've been to one of the bakeries, but at D23 I think it was 3 years ago, maybe. Josh tomorrow. I know Josh didn't actually do this, but I credit him for personally arranging for all of the members to get like a sampling of Portos, and we ate it, and it was fantastic. And I'm a fan for life, so I'm looking forward to this finally being there. I thought it wasn't going to be there. Now it's coming. This is going to be exciting. Speaking of exciting, if you love Hallmark movies as much as I do, those Christmas Hallmark movies, Pete. See, I knew you were a fan. They are making a Christmas Hallmark movie at the most magical place on earth. There's going to be a new holiday movie filming at Walt Disney World with I hesitate, Allison, to say her name. Maybe you would know. Lacey Chabert. And so this is going to be a thing where they're actually doing this. And now they filmed one at Dollywood, and so that one was weird. But the thing that I've seen about this, Allison, on old Boy Meets World, all these other things, is the shows always do Disney dirty. Like, it doesn't make sense what they do. They change the narrative of the park for their own benefit, and that bothers me. Do you think they're going to do that here? Do you care that this is happening?
Oh, most certainly. I mean, I enjoy when they do parks episodes of like primetime sitcoms like Roseanne or Full House, or like even when it doesn't make sense and people are jumping from one park to the next and like it doesn't track. It doesn't bother me all that much. I'm not like particularly looking forward to this, but I do like to see it in popular culture and media, like representations of it. This is just not like the kind of like media that I consume. So I'm not like a Hallmark Channel watcher, but nice to see the parks.
I think that it's the story of a city mouse who comes to the country looking for her Christmas spirit. I don't know. I'm just the funny thing is,
the movie, it actually isn't that crazy of a premise. They go to Disney with the family. Then her ex is the room next door at Disney, and then they keep running into each other at the parks, which is kind of crazy when you think about like. There's probably every day here over 100,000 people on vacation, more than that. But let's just throw that number out. And you do run into the people, like I literally run into people from home all the time here. But anyway, they run into each other a lot, and then they don't tell you the whole plot. But then a wish is made at Cinderella's fountain, and then that's a fun little plot, right? The holidays, it's cute.
Well, and in this text it says that. The holiday wish that Lindsay made in Cinderella Fountain just might turn their rivalry into a romance.
Now we're talking.
You won't believe.
Honestly,
Disney's.
I think every good relationship starts with a little bit of rivalry.
And the thing about this is, I thought this announcement was kind of sort of maybe it's a throwaway thing. Like, it doesn't happen until next year. It is Disney parks, but it's not. And last week we didn't get a chance to talk about like topics because we were going all in on everything coming to 2026. Afterwards, Stephanie and Patrick were mad at me that we didn't talk about this topic. So I feel like I went from the two people who cared about this topic the most to the two people who could take it or leave it.
What do you mean? I love this stuff. Honestly, I did go back during the pandemic and watch all the episodes of TV shows that were filmed in the parks. I like to see how they use the parks on sitcoms like you guys were saying. I think that's a lot of fun. Now, do I watch Hallmark movies? No. I don't. Look at me. I don't watch Hallmark. I don't even watch like classic movies. Why would I start with Hallmark? I got to watch Star Wars first, I just got through Harry Potter.
You just watch Harry Potter, Cool Runnings, and like one other movie.
Mighty Ducks. Yeah. Mighty Ducks,
Quack.
Cool Runnings,
Quack.
Harry Potter,
Quack.
Pretty much everything else I haven't seen.
All right. Well, speaking of holidays, the New Year is coming up. Disney is still doing their Christmas stuff, but
there's super chats flying in.
What?
You have super chats. I don't know if we have to say anything, but you got multiple super chats.
Have we missed? We've missed. Oh, your boy's in the chat. I see him. Okay.
Let's do
All
it.
right. Hang on. We have a sound. That's our super chat sound. It's from Billy Batson 2022 or 22. Happy holidays to all who are part of the Park Adventures Club. Thanks so much, Vince. We appreciate you so much. Vince is famous now. Did you see his video? Like, he's a superstar.
I love his talk. Yeah, you gotta go.
Yeah, it was so good.
Go follow SJG3COL on Twitter. It's awesome.
No, he's the best, and it was really cool. And thanks so much, Vince. That is awesome. We appreciate it. But we got another one. It's from Jungle Cruiser. Rob, to build on Portos, they're getting rid of the 2 ticket booths. Oh, yeah. Jungle Cruiser did let us know when those ticket booths were going away. All of the others are closed. You can only buy tickets at DLR at guest services 3 windows. Wow. Okay. So just thank you so much for the super chat and for the information, Jungle Cruiser. We appreciate it. That is, it's so weird. I mean, I was having a conversation with somebody about phone booths the other day, like, how they go away. And it never occurred to me that we would take down the ticket booths at the happiest place on earth. But again, I guess you buy them on your phone. Who really needs the ticket booths? So that's the thing. But thank you guys so much for the super chats. We appreciate you. So let's get back to this. The New Year's at Disney World. And I think, Pete, you were one of the people who told me this back in the day. I went and spent New Year's at Disney World. And I think you said, why are you doing that? That is the dumbest thing you could possibly do. There is not a worse time to be there. And I was like, well, thanks, because we're already locked in and we're going. But
first of all, wait, can I add context to this? I said it's crazy if you don't like crowds, but I still want to go experience it once myself. Like, I really do want to go.
Catch him at the silent disco. No, but honestly, we had a good time, and we followed, again, that's why you watch shows like this, is trying to learn from other people's wins and mistakes, right? And so for this one, we kind of set it up that the idea was, don't go to the Magic Kingdom on New Year's Eve. That's a bad idea, because I've heard people like leaving at 4 a.m. trying to still get home because of the traffic. Instead, people like go on the 30th. Oh, should we not talk about this? Oh, no, we should talk about this. Well, why don't you talk about this,
if they watch the show, they can know. But just let's keep it amongst a tight group, please.
Yeah. Well, don't tell anybody outside of this.
Yes. If they like and subscribe, spread the word.
Yeah. Okay. So the deal is, if you go to the Magic Kingdom on the 30th, they have the exact same show, so that you can do the same countdown at the Magic Kingdom, experience that with the family.
All the extra entertainment. I mean, they have DJs in Tomorrowland. They have DJs over in Frontierland. They have DJs on the main castle stage. There's parties. There's characters out dancing. It's the 30th is like a pretend New Year's Eve. It reminds me of like when you do a countdown at 8 o'clock for the kids, and then you put them to bed, and then you do the countdown for the adults at midnight. That's what the 30th is, and it's fun. We have a great time.
Yeah. So honestly, that's those days are full up, I guess, is the news here, is that people know this. The APs know this. So the AP reservations for the Magic Kingdom on the 30th, gone. EPCOT is where you want to spend the day because they've got the highest amount of capacity available to you. They open up the back areas for like people to walk through. You can walk through. If you ever wanted to walk backstage at EPCOT, this is your opportunity to do it. And so people will go do the fireworks on the 30th over at Magic Kingdom, and then come do the actual turning of the clock on at EPCOT. Allison, is this on your bucket list? Have you ever done it? Would you ever want to do it? You're on mute, by the way.
You're muted.
I've done it many times, but I haven't done it since probably since like Pleasure Island was a thing. But I've probably spent like 5 or more New Year's at the parks, either at Magic Kingdom or at Pleasure Island. But it's been years. I think there's like nothing. I am not afraid of crowds. I also like going on 4th of July, which is in many ways worse because it's also very hot, but it doesn't really bother me. I'm happy to go. I think it's for people who don't go very often. If that's your one Magic Kingdom day for like a decade, that's rough because it's so hard to get on rides. It's just like the lines are insane and it's uncomfortable. But if you're just like, I want to be in my happy place and it doesn't really matter how much you get to do and the crowds don't bother you much, like it's a really cool experience to be there to enjoy fireworks you don't otherwise get to see anymore, or just that experience. But I would not say to like a family of 5 who's taking their kids once, that's the day you do Magic Kingdom.
You wouldn't take your kid to hang out at Magic Kingdom for the fireworks that night?
I mean, I might, because we go regularly, but also we're not staying up that late with my kid. We're doing the fake countdown at 8 p.m. and then she's in bed.
Yep.
I was going to say, that kid's going to be drinking like Red Bull by 8 years old if that's their exposure to Disney. It's gonna be a rough life.
I'm always mystified at the ages of the children that are up at like the 10 p.m. fireworks on like a regular summer night. Nothing to, sorry, this is a diversion, but I'm always like mystified and a little bit jealous of because the kids often seem totally fine. My kid would be like running around circles and losing her mind, but like other parents seem to be able to do it and keep their kids. I don't know what their next day is like, but it's kind of amazing to me.
Yeah. Okay. So after New Year's is over, and again, those, the fireworks, if you can get in, that's great. I think it seems like most people are blocked out. If you have like a locals pass, I think only the top tier pass gets in. So even with the top tier pass, those APs are gone for those times. So you'd have to probably buy a ticket to go in. I'm sure they would let you in for a full price ticket. So if you want to spend your New Year's there, our recommendation, again, just for this group, don't tell your friends, is 30th at the Magic Kingdom, 31st, spend it at EPCOT. Countdown for each of the countries. It's kind of fun. Make that happen. So let's switch over to after New Year's is over. We get to the Festival of the Arts. We've talked a little bit about Festival of the Arts, and it's coming to EPCOT. It's my favorite festival to go to. So the dates are set. It starts on January 16th and runs through February 23rd. We've talked about the Broadway that's coming, the food that's coming. There are artists that come every year. And then now there's two caveats, two extra things that they've announced. One is this Lorcana experience. So if you guys don't know about Lorcana are like Pokemon cards, but for Disney fans. And so if you're a Pokemon person and a Disney fan, then you're also poor because these things cost a lot of money. They come out very fast, and you gotta catch them all. But they are doing a special Lorcana pull during the Festival of the Holidays. And looking at these 5 cards that they have here, I assume that each week there's going to be a different card. And I immediately, Pete, I'm thinking about that year that the Figment popcorn bucket came out and those 6-hour lines. I'm imagining, and I've seen Lorcana fans in person. Like, I'm an okay fan of Lorcana for the collectors, and they are very beautiful, so it fits for the Festival of the Arts. But the collectors are just insane with this. Are you? And I know you said you're not kind of really into Lorcana, but can you imagine the lines that are going to be outside of this, like Lorcana trading, trying to get these free cards?
It's gonna create some traffic problems. I'm not gonna lie, because I remember that Figment line snaked all over people. I mean, look. I'm not against it. Hey, more power to you. I love a good hobbyist click. I used to collect basketball cards like crazy. Obsessed. Make my parents wake up at 2 a.m. so I could go sit outside of a store. So I get like the fandom. But I just I hope it doesn't impede on everyone else's vacation. I hope, honestly, maybe it'll help. People will stand in that line. The attractions will have a smaller wait for us. I don't know. It's more seats available for the Broadway show. Let's look at the glass half full.
That's true. If we get everybody over to the Morocco Pavilion, which is apparently going to be like a Lumineers lounge, instead of the AP lounge, it'll be the Lumineers lounge, then they can hang out over there, and then you can ride Remy over and over again without a line, right? Like, that's a win-win for everybody.
TV, so I won't even get sick doing it over and over again. Thank God.
Did that bother you, by the way?
I'm not a fan of any attraction I have to put on glasses. I just think it takes away from some of the magic. And also, if you do it a lot, or like even Universal, people go like, "Oh my God, I love Spider-Man and Transformers." Yeah, they're fine, but like it's just wearing the glasses takes away from it. I'm excited. I like the 2D version better with real props. Obviously, I like real things, and screens I'm not the biggest fan of.
Okay. Allison, I'm not going to ask you about the Lorcana, but I love to get your take on merchandise. That's my favorite, because Allison, she doesn't really buy into the merchandise situation, but the Festival of the Arts merchandise has been revealed, and so there's a Spirit jersey. We've got some of these ears, got a baseball cap, this Figment ornament, this little guy, this bag, which I'm sure is on your Christmas list. We got a water bottle and a mug. I honestly, the vibe of this particular series, I kind of like this color scheme of it, but I need you to tell me, is it awful?
I do not like this. I do not like this.
What don't you like?
I don't like any of it. The color scheme, I guess, is just like another progression of like playing on some of like the pop 90s colors that were popular. Like a year or two ago, they had that like sort of like neonish stuff that was big. And I think this is like actually a little bit more subdued than that. So in that, it's like a little bit retro in that way. But no, I don't want any of this. I don't like any of this. I don't know what I would do with any of this. But yeah, please stand in line to get it so that we can have a people eater and I can go ride Remy.
Pete, any of that? Pete is probably sad because I think he wanted all of this, right?
I thought it looked really cool. Now look, can I afford any of this? It's ridiculous. $85 for a Spirit jersey. Okay, let me go rob a bank. So, I don't know. So it looks cool. I think it's fun. I like the 90s stuff. Like, give me the starter jackets, the neon colors. Like, we're all going, like, give me the windbreakers from head to toe. I'm all about it. Go play some laser tag. I'm in.
Honestly, as far as I'm gonna, Allison, you can play me on about this later. But I mean, honestly, I'm considering this hat. Like, I love a hat, and this one, although I like one with the closed fitted back, this one is not the worst. I kind of dig that sort of.
That fear is on point.
Right? Yes, thank you. Of course. So anyway, festival merchandise, the Lorcana, it's a great festival still. I love going to this festival every year. It's a lot of fun. So, check out the artists. I got to meet Dave Perillo.
I'm sorry. No, I was gonna say, this is the one festival that's consistently gotten better every year. Like, sometimes we're like, oh, they took this away. And then certain festivals are like, oh, we wish we ever brought this back. Or, I don't know. I feel like there's always been a lot of cuts when they kind of have us on the hook. Festival of the Arts has gotten better every single year. And I think it's the best use of that space, that new cafeteria space they built over in Community Corp Plaza. Festival of the Arts uses it the best.
Yeah. No, I agree. Yeah. Before we get into our final conversation here, I do want to acknowledge another super chat in the chat. It's from Jungle Cruiser. It says, I can't go to Disneyland on New Year's as a valued Magic Key holder. I am blocked. My last Disneyland day is this Saturday. Won't be back until 2026. Yeah, you know what? The pain is real for the Magic Key holders out in California because they are the highest price. If you buy the top tier at Disneyland and the top tier at Disney World, there's a $600 difference between the top tiers. Like, and you're not getting a ton extra, and you're, for doing that. Plus, because of that class action lawsuit, they have blockout dates on all passes. So, like, if you get the Incredipass, no blockout dates. You're good to go every time in Disney World. But at Disneyland, if you get that top tier, I think it's still Inspire, the Inspire key, that it's the top tier. Should get you everything. Should get you free lightning lanes. It doesn't. It should get you 50% off. I don't know, because it's expensive, and but they block folks out. So I know that the Sorcerer's Pass blocks a lot of people out in Florida who have decided to get that little bit of discount on the Sorcerer's Pass. But this one, all of them are blocked out, which is kind of a bummer. So thank you guys for doing our old business there. We're going to turn now to our new business. And again, if you're watching in the chat, please play along with this, because we're going to be talking about our Disney Lost experiences. And again, this conversation comes up because this past year or two, we've lost a ton of attractions that meant a lot to all of us growing up, whether it was the Great Movie Ride or Muppet Vision or the Rivers of America or Splash Mountain or whatever it is. And some of those things still exist. Like Splash Mountain is now Tiana's Bayou Adventure, in the same way that Rock and Roller Coaster, maybe a little bit different, but it's the same flume. It's still a water ride. But there are a lot of things that will go away forever. And so I was thinking about this, and I was thinking about the fact that there are a lot of these experiences that my kids didn't get to do. They didn't get to do those 80s EPCOT Center attractions like, World of Motion and Horizons and like the original Listen to the Land and all of that stuff. And some of those things modify and change and glow up, but some of them go away forever. Some of them are still available overseas. You can go to Japan and ride, and I get to mention Japan one time per show, guys. So I went to Japan and rode Splash Mountain, and it definitely took me back. I just said one time. I'm mentioning it. Yeah. So there are places where this still exists. So what I asked our panelists to do tonight is to come up with, and we'll kind of just go around here for a bit and just kind of talk about the things that you always wanted to do at a Disney park, could be Disneyland, Disney World. And I came up with a couple of rules for this. So for this, and again, you can play along in the chat. We would love to hear what you guys have to say about it. But the rule is it has to have existed in your lifetime. So like walking down Main Street with Walt Disney doesn't count because none of us, even me, were alive when Walt passed away.
I didn't know I could go all the way back. Oh, wow.
Has to have been during your lifetime. The second thing is it has to be gone forever. It's not something that is, existing or something that like went down for a little bit and came back or modified. It has to just be gone forever. So, and then the last thing is it can't exist somewhere else. So Mr. Toad's Wild Ride, for a lot of people, probably comes up because Disney World lost theirs. You can still ride it in Disneyland. So those are the parameters. I'm going to start with Allison. I want to ask you, and it could be a show, a restaurant, just a party, an experience that you wish you had gotten to do. Not one you did, but what you wish you had gotten to do that doesn't exist anymore.
Okay, I've got a weird one.
I love it.
It's one of those that every trip we're like, oh, we'll make some time and we'll do this. And then we just never got around to it, and then it was gone forever. Discovery Island. We'll never get a chance to go on that. I don't know if people know what it is, but essentially it was like a bird sanctuary and an animal sanctuary on the Seven Seas Lagoon or Bay Lake. I'm actually not sure exactly where the island was, but it was on one of those two. And it was advertised like, hey, we have these 3 theme parks. They had at the time MGM, EPCOT, and Magic Kingdom. We have eventually they had 3 water parks that I think overlapped. Typhoon Lagoon, or maybe it was just 2, Typhoon Lagoon and River Country, because I can't remember if Blizzard Beach opened before or after. And then they're like, also, we have this Discovery Island. And I would see it in like the TV. Oh, that's a good picture. I would see it in like the room television, right? And they would preview it. And then my dad and I would be like, oh yeah, we got to do that so we can do the thing. And I actually have experienced it. And we never did it. And of course, when Animal Kingdom opened, they moved most of the animals that they had on Discovery Island over to Animal Kingdom and closed the island forever. So I'm sad I didn't get to do it.
Yeah, no, I honestly, that was on my list as well, was Discovery Island, because that was one I got to do. River Country, which probably no one else on here got to do.
I did River Country every trip, and sometimes we went for every day for a week. We loved River Country. It was ridiculous.
Did you do River Country, Pete? No? Yeah. So they would, again, the monorail spiel is burned in my head where they'd say, on your left is River Country, Disney's version of an old-fashioned swimming hole. Yeah, it was so good. And honestly, the spiel and the build-up was probably better than the actual place. If you watch, and Allison and I did a review of the Mouseketeers Go to Walt Disney World, and they went to River Country, and there was a song and the whole bit. So that's on Disney Plus if you guys want to watch. Yeah, right. If you guys want to watch it sometime, it was pretty crazy. But yeah, that was definitely on my list. I want to stop again. We have another super chat. So. Excellent. Again, from Jungle Cruiser, who needed to let us know this, Inspire Key is now $1,899, so $1,900 for an annual pass that has blockout dates.
Mother Teresa.
I know. That's what I'm saying. Like, again, they should give you free Lightning Lane for life for doing that. They give you a 20% discount if you buy the Lightning Lane multi-pass, is how they reward you for that $1,900. But again, they sell out. So that's the thing. Pete, now that she's taken Discovery Island off the board, and you could talk about Discovery Island too if you want to, but what's one?
No, I mean, it was on my list, but I feel like it was covered. We can move on to another one because I actually have like one that involves multiple attractions that have happened during my life, but it's all in the same building. I never got to do the extraterrestrial alien encounter or Stitch's Great Escape.
What?
And I'm really sad I missed out on both. And people talk about them all the time, and I can just go, yeah, it sounds and looks really cool in videos. That must have been
You
fun.
would have loved Alien Encounter too.
What? Why? Why? Wait. Why? Why? You were going then, right?
No, I only went once as a kid, and then I guess like in like my 20s when I was like visiting girls in the college program and like friends who were here, we would have like a 1-day ticket because we were poor, so like it was like 1 day to do as much as you can. So it was like run through the parks, do the like e-tickets, and just keep it moving. So I don't know. Yeah, it just was weird. I mean, I didn't get to do a lot of, unless it was a classic, a lot of that stuff. You'll see on my list like some of the classics I'm really sad about. Wait till like I have them in order of parks. Wait till we get to EPCOT. It's a debacle.
Okay.
Oh.
I know Allison is really feeling bad for you now. Looking back at it, I will tell you that it started out as Flight to the Moon when it opened up, and it opened up in a couple months after the park opened, December 21st, 1971, as Flight to the Moon. Then in 1975, it became Mission to Mars. I rode Mission to Mars. Yeah, I rode Mission to Mars. And then that one closed.
I have vague memories of that.
In 93 is when that one closed. And then that became Extraterrestrial, the alien encounter, and then that was replaced by Stitch, and now it is nothing, which is a blasphemy, because that building, I mean, why not have it be Stitch again? I know that we have seen pictures of the Stitch animatronic torn up, but I'm sure that the rest of the building is somewhat intact.
You didn't hear what they're doing in there?
I heard 90 years ago from some blog that they were going to put a Wreck-It Ralph in there.
No, they're forming and trying to scientifically build a new CEO since they can't name one, and they've had such a hard time. So they're using. I mean, it's already a great space. They didn't want to go off property, but we'll find out what happens.
Is it Timekeeper?
Wow, that's one I haven't heard in a long time either. Is Timekeeper? Wow. Okay. All right. Yeah, I was going to say Discovery Island as well. I'm going to throw one out though, and honestly, this was during my lifetime, so most of my stuff is from Disney.
Remember when they invented the wheel and Disneyland had it first? Yeah.
Wow.
They had one pavilion where they would just make fire and it would blow our minds.
Okay. Stop. So most of my stuff is from Disneyland. And the one that came to mind like immediately was the Mine Train Through Nature's Wonderland. Now, you guys are exempt from this one because it closed in 1977. So, sorry. You can't count it. Sorry, you can't count it. So, I'm just going to be mad that my parents never took me to the Mine Train Through Nature's Wonderland. Again, that was out in Disneyland. It opened up a year after Disneyland opened, and it was an experience sort of like the train that exists now, with some stuff that was you could see on the on the train, and to me it's kind of seems like it was a land-based Jungle Cruise, kind of as you ride through the thing. So that would have been a cool thing to do in my opinion, but didn't get to do that. So Allison's, back to you. What else you got?
Okay, so this is definitely something I'm sure both of you did, but I just never did because this is like not a thing that I would do. But Disney Quest, I just never went. No, I've never really go into
my list too.
Yeah, I'm surprised you didn't. I know you did the NBA experience, which probably should be.
I did.
But
I
did not. I never did anything. Like, I'm not a video game person, and like I'm just gonna go inside this like windowless building for like half a day when I could be in the theme park. I just never did. I kind of wish I did, so I could have experienced it and I have some memories. But like, no, I had passes and stuff, and we were never gonna burn valuable like Disney trip time on Disney Quest.
Yeah, like growing up in windowless vans, why would I want to go in a windowless building? It's ridiculous. I never got to do Quest either.
What?
But I definitely made up for it with the NBA experience. And I'll be at the new one. The new one seems exciting and fun.
Yeah.
That space is cursed, though. Ever since they took down Quest. Oh, my gosh.
Yeah. Well, I mean, and they demolished Disney Quest to build the NBA experience to spec. And now the new one, it's like something 99. Why can't I remember the name? It's it starts with an L. It's like Legacy.
The way that you can just set money on fire, or like tearing that down, just put up the NBA experience and just like have that close a year later. The Star Wars, that's on my list too, by the way. The Galactic Star Cruiser, the Halcyon. I never got to do that, but that was like the amount of money they put into that to only have it open for a little bit. And even like Harmonious, the amount they spent on those barges just to have them demolished, like at least ship them over to Animal Kingdom, reuse them, like put them in a lagoon at a Disney resort. Put them, have a little nighttime show. Just crazy how they set money on fire.
Yeah, right. Yeah, the barges shocked me because I never thought that would happen. Like, I never thought they would just trash those barges, and then they did, and the millions that were spent on that is crazy. Level 99 is the thing that's going in where NBA Experience was. Disney Quest I actually got to do. Now, the problem with Disney Quest is they stopped updating it, and so as it got older and aged, it just seemed like it's almost like they made you like not like it as much anymore on purpose so that they could get out of that game. But they were, as you guys probably know, going to spread them across the world. They built one in Chicago, they had one in Anaheim, and then they just were like, no, time out, this is not working, we can't keep up with keeping this updated. So it wasn't just video games, some of it was interactive. There was an interactive Pirates of the Caribbean that was a lot of fun. I definitely went to it a couple times, but not a lot. But windowless buildings in Florida are nice to be in when it's pouring down rain, but it is an extra expense. So if you've got a park pass for the day, it does seem weird to then stop your day and go over.
Go to Interventions. They had like 50% of the stuff, and it was included in the park entrance. Yep. It makes sense.
Okay, so Disney Quest, both of you guys. Allison's just stealing all yours. Pete, what else is on your list?
Well, these I'm going to use 2 and 1 because they opened in the same year and closed the same year. I never got to do Cranium Command or Body Wars.
What?
Oh.
Yeah,
no.
It's really upsetting. I'm sad about it. I'm not talking to my parents for the next 30 minutes. That's how angry I am. I'm not going to talk.
That's fair. You threw the Star Cruiser out there. That's one that really people just didn't have enough time to do because it was only open 18 months and it was expensive and all of that kind of stuff. So I think Star Cruiser is worth mentioning at some point
that
here
looks
too.
Super cool though. Yeah, I was gonna say that was my honorable mention on my list. Is one of those things that even although I'm not the biggest Star Wars guy, I love hanging out in Batuu, but it looks super cool. I love live entertainment, so the fact that you had cast members interacting and it was completely immersive, I love that.
I cannot imagine the Pete Carney experience interacting with people who can't break character like that. You wouldn't be stuck in a hotel with them. They'd be stuck in a hotel with you, and you'd be going and just. 1,000%. God, I would. Oh, now I'm very super sad that I didn't get a chance to do that. So, yeah. So, mine is something that Jungle Cruiser has just dropped a super chat, so I definitely want to acknowledge that first. Jungle Cruiser, here's that. There it is. So Jungle Cruiser said they closed the VR due to copyright violations. Talking about The Void, which I got to do The Void, which was it was a VR experience at Disney Springs and at Downtown Disney. They actually closed half of Once Upon a Toy down to build it, which I used to love the full size of that store. It was so cool. It was a great kids toy store. They closed it down, half of it, to be able to build this Void, which is a VR experience that had physical elements, and it was a great concept. I did get to do the Star Wars one, and I did get to do the Wreck-It Ralph one, but I was sad that I never got to do the Iron Man one, and that one was only in Anaheim, and then it closed down right around the time of COVID, which is probably good for things where you go and you're blindfolded and you touch things. That was probably a good time to not have that exist. But when they first announced it, I was like, this sounds like something that would have been in Disney Quest. And then it was an extra charge, but it was something that anybody could come and do. You didn't have to have a park ticket. You could go pay to do it, and it was well worth it. And so I honestly am sad I didn't get to do the one.
Awesome about being blindfolded, touching things in windowless buildings.
and paneled vans, all of that is.
And we're all like, you know what? We loved it.
Yeah, exactly. Allison, back to you. What you got?
I don't have much else, but one thing I never got to do was the Walt Disney World Village. I only went to it once. It was the marketplace, the Disney Village Marketplace, and then converted to Downtown Disney and Disney Springs. But I never went to the Walt Disney World Village, which the photos and videos I've seen, looks like the shops were ski chalet looking, just totally charming and quaint, and nothing like what later iterations look like. So I kind of wish that I got to see that and we had been there.
So just that version of it.
That version of it, yeah. The quaint, cute, smaller scale. Like now it's like on steroids. It has metastasized and it is like totally overwhelming. But that original version that was like there through like 89. I wish that I had seen that.
By the way, it wasn't that also in that Mouseketeers Go to Walt Disney World?
It was, and that's where I first had to look up because I was like, "Oh, these are like really cute. They look like little, looks like a Christmas village in Germany or something, except like we're in the Alps or something. It's really cute."
Yeah. Um, yeah, and by the way, if you go back and watch that, there was a very creepy scene with the Mouseketeers who were like 13 or 14 and some tennis coach that was outside the store while they were trying on clothes. I just
Not
vaguely
the
remember.
only creepy scene in
Oh,
that.
no, there were plenty. Yeah.
They were plentiful.
Yeah, we're gonna have to revisit that at some point. Pete, what's next on your list?
All right, hold on. Where's my list here? All right. Again, I'll throw 2 and 1 because similar kind of situation here. I never got to do Superstar Television or the American Idol experience.
What?
And I would have loved both of those.
How?
I know. And I still love the Disney parks. I missed all these amazing interactions. It's sad. And I'm happy this is like therapy for me because I feel like I've never really talked about this out loud. So I'm happy you guys are here to walk me through this.
You know what? We're here for you. You're in a safe space. We're glad to.
I feel like I'm in a safe space, and it's helpful. It's honestly.
And again, I mean, this came up for me because I think for the most part, I've gotten to do most of the things I've wanted to do, but to where I can picture you in this is you probably, again, we're in that vein of rides. Like you want to do rides and attractions and not necessarily shows as much.
I was coming once every like 4 years as in my 20s, and I was also with whatever girlfriend I was with I was just following her, whatever she wanted to do, right? Like I didn't know anything about the parks, but then as I got older, I was like, man, this place is super special. I love the way like people treat each other and the cast members and like they think about everything. And once I started listening to the podcast and YouTube stuff, that's when I fell in love with the parks and I started coming down a lot. But that was really just starting in the last 10 years.
And now you're one of those people that people follow to find out what's going on.
You can hear the EPCOT fireworks from my house. Yeah.
All right. So honestly, again, like my Disney experiences have evolved too. Like when I was younger, I probably went on attractions. My dad's philosophy, I may have mentioned this before, was while the Rubes are watching their parades and the fireworks, let's go get on that other attraction one last time. That was the mentality. And then at some point I was like, wait a minute, fireworks and parades are fun, and then would make my kids go and do those things together. And then when the next iteration of that is when you have kids and you take them to meet and greets and other things that you wouldn't have necessarily done. My evolution now is into like signature dining and lounges that I never went to when I was there before. So I'm getting to experience a different part of these Disney parks now. But I loved Superstar Television. There was beside that was the Monster Sound Show with Chevy Chase and Martin Short, and then that evolved into Sounds Dangerous with Drew Carey, which then became like a preview theater and now is the Mickey Mouse Shorts Theater. The other thing, when you were talking earlier about the Wonders of Life Pavilion and missing Cranium Command and missing out on Body Wars, is they had an exhibit called Goofy for Health, which was like a little shorts that you would see for Goofy. And then they had a thing called The Making of Me, which was a movie where you went in and found out how babies were made. And honestly, I still am shocked that existed. And it was Martin Short, and he hosted it. And there was this creepy scene where like they were kind of talking about mommies and daddies and loving each other. And then they kind of pan up to the roof, and he's up on the roof and he's like, let's leave them alone for a minute. Yeah,
I have a lot of questions, so this would be helpful for me. I wish my parents would have taken me here. Yeah, I still have a question.
Okay, so we're homeschooling our kid, so he's not going to get the education in school, and we don't want to tell him, but we could take him to Disney and let Disney tell him where he came from.
I can tell you, I don't know what the birds and the bees means, and I don't know if I'm a bird or a bee. We're off track.
Yeah, did you ever see that one, Allison?
I totally did, yeah. But I think like A lot of stuff in the 90s is weirdly suggestive. I just watched Troop Beverly Hills this weekend with my daughter because that was one of my favorite things growing up. And there's a lot of like sexual innuendo in it that completely went over my head when I was watching it. Again, thankfully, and I didn't remember because it went over my head, and then thankfully it went over my daughter's head. And I think like we were like weirdly okay with that somehow in the 80s and 90s. It's in like a surprising amount of culture.
The 90s are wild.
So yeah, I watched it as a kid. I was a huge fan of Martin Short. Loved him. Still love him. Still mad that the Civilian doesn't have his video anymore.
Yeah, now we have Eugene Levy. Hang on, we got another super chat from Jungle Cruiser. None of us got to do the Mineral King Ski Resort, Walt's OG home to the Country Bears. Yes, it was going to be the original DVC, for lack of a better term. They were building the ski resort, and that's what the Country Bears were about, and so nobody got to experience that, but that didn't happen in my lifetime, so that would have broken my rules. However, I agree with you, Jungle Cruiser. Appreciate you for that. Let me rattle off some others that were on my list, and again, the Disneyland People Mover. I never got to do that one. That would have been pretty cool.
Disneyland, this is going to go on forever.
I know, but followed up with rocket rods. Never got to do that, so that was a thing. I'll get the rest of them out of the way from Disneyland, which was the Toontown Jolly Trolley, like that sits there now in Toontown, but it would go around Toontown. I never got to do that. At Disney World, the Polynesian Luau Cove, Spirit of Aloha. Never got to do it.
Very sad. It was good.
Did you do it, Pete?
No, I never got to do it either.
Okay, Allison won, us nothing. Then the Shark Reef at Typhoon Lagoon.
Oh, that was also great.
2-0.
Love that. Yeah. I think that there's very little at Walt Disney World that I did not get to do that was open in my lifetime. So I have a feeling this is.
I'm going to get you on this one then. I bet you didn't do this one. When the Animal Kingdom opened up in 98, it had a show called Journey into the Jungle Book.
I did it.
Hey, this is on my list. I was going to do all the shows before Finding Nemo. So I never got to do Tarzan Rocks, Pocahontas, The Forest Friends. Like, I missed out on all of them.
Well,
Tarzan Rocks was
outstanding. Wait, what about Tarzan Rocks?
Tarzan Rocks was outstanding.
That's just because the guy had his shirt off the whole time, right?
I was like 12. I was not thinking that.
I mean, that's, no shame. I mean, he earned that.
It was the rollerblading and all of the jumping
BMX
and
bikes.
The tricks that they did. It was very, very 90s. Everything about that. Really good show.
But it started out, Journey into the Jungle Book was there first. So, Dick Tracy starring in Diamond Double Cross, which was a show that they had at the Hollywood Bowl thing that they have there, the Theater of the Stars, which was before they built the Tower of Terror expansion, the Sunset Boulevard expansion. That theater sat right there, and it had Beauty and the Beast in it eventually, but before that, for a limited time, it had Dick Tracy in the Diamond Double Cross. And honestly, like, Dick Tracy is a chapter they've tried to erase, I think, in general at this point, because you can't find the Dick Tracy Warren Beatty movie on Disney Plus. But yeah, Allison, did you see that show?
I did see it. I've got some pictures outside it. Yeah.
Wow. The Fort Wilderness Railroad.
Oh yes. Wait.
You did that too.
Wait. I'm not 100% sure. Because we were at River Country a lot. I remember there being a railroad there. I'm not sure if we took it. I remember taking buses. I can't say it. I can't say definitively.
It probably was. It probably was that one. But yeah, so I mean, that's really kind of all for. I mean, you guys talked about the Discovery Island. That was on my list. We talked about the Void Damage Control, which was the one that I didn't get to do. And then that's. But I mean, again,
how did you guys not talk about the Disney Institute? Which is like my favorite thing I did that I'm almost no one did.
No, I didn't. Shout it out.
Oh my God. It was like the greatest concept, but no one was going to do it because you'd have to like spend some of your vacation taking classes. Like I took a rock climbing class, and I took a big tour with a whole bunch of other kids of EPCOT behind the scenes. It was like an 8-hour thing. My dad took like a culinary class, but it was Michael Eisner's idea, and it was over where Saratoga Springs and like the Treehouse Villas are now. And I think it lasted for maybe 18 months, maybe 24, like really, really like flash in the pan, like new concept about how you vacation, try to keep people there longer, but Americans don't get enough vacation time. So it was absolutely not viable. But it was a really, really cool experience.
See, I think just like Disney Quest, the Star Cruiser, and the Disney Institute should have been somewhere else where you would spend a vacation and then have some Disney available to you. I
But the
think that
weird thing was, you didn't, a lot of the stuff was in the parks. So they were like, if you do Keys to the Kingdom tours, like all of that were options. So if you're like a theme park person, you're going to do like a big tour like you would in the parks, but it's part of like the part of the package from what you're paying for your room. I don't know how well that was communicated, and that only appeals to like super fans. But they had things that appeal to non-super fans. But it's just like Americans spend 3 days, which is the gamble they made with Animal Kingdom, right? They're like, we want to keep them here a day longer, but Americans are like, I take 3 days of actual travel stuff, and then we run back. So they go to either Hollywood Studios or Animal Kingdom and then run back home. So it's still the same problem that they had, and then people weren't extending their vacations. They wanted the full days in the park. But it was a lot of that stuff, a lot of those classes were in the parks if that's where you want to be.
yeah. I would have liked to have done it, but to your point, like there wasn't enough time. If I had to do just like Pete was talking about, we only had a certain amount of time to spend in the park. I want to spend it in the park. Same thing that happens with cruises and anything else that Disney offers up. That's why I've never seen Drawn to Life. That's why I never saw Lanuba. Was that what it was called?
Yeah, I never got to see Lanuba either. I've seen Drawn to Life twice now. It's awesome. But yeah, I'm sad I never got to see Lanuba. Speaking of shows on stage, like a bunch of them that came through Hollywood Studios, obviously I haven't seen because I wasn't going as often, but I wish I would have got to see like The Hunchback of Notre Dame, like the musical adventure. That would have been a lot of fun to see.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure, I think they had a Ninja Turtle show for a little bit, and then I think that's when the Beauty and the Beast came behind it or something like that.
The
Also,
Ninja Turtles.
Really fun fact about the Beauty and the Beast stage show, which is still running. It's just been reimagined. But really fun fact, that show opened on the same day the movie opened in theaters. So they literally, people, if you were in the park that day, you went into the show and you literally have never heard of Beauty and the Beast because it did not come out in movie theaters until the same day it opened in the park. Kind of wild. I don't know. I think that's crazy. What a game.
What's another thing that I didn't get to do the original of is that that river cruise at Animal Kingdom that was it would go around because there was a lot of like animatronics and things that were on it, like an Aladar from the movie Dinosaur, and some like horrible thing about like a knight outside a dragon's like cave, like with on a pike, like a lot of like stuff that got taken away very quickly. We did get to do that river cruise, but it was a beating because if you go down to the dock, you would wait an hour, you would get in, you would go to the next dock, and some like two people would get off, and so the line to get on was not worth the ride. And then they changed it into the Radio Disney cruise, and then they were like, no, let's just get rid of it. And then they were like, oh, hey, let's just do flotillas and have like Mickey wave at you every now and then going by, so that we don't get that anymore.
That worked for the pandemic though. Like that was a good idea during the pandemic to have them come around and do the drums and have them wave. Like that was perfect for social distancing. But yeah, it would be cool if they still did something like that, or even like go ahead and keep charging us crazy prices. Do an awesome tour, like with the history of Animal Kingdom. A little 2-hour slow-moving boat tour where they do take a few laps around the Animal Kingdom. I would do it. We have behind the scenes. We can do a river tour.
Make it happen, man. You're down there. You talk to people all the time. Just explain to them. We got another super chat from Jungle Cruiser. Wanted to let me know, Rob, the Jolly Trolley is gone. So I thought it was still sitting right there by itself over in Toontown, but he said they demoed it. That is a crying shame, but it's. I know that they have the red car still, right? So the red car used to go around. Yeah. Now that they're redoing Avengers Campus, it just sits at the front, so you can get a photo op with it. They had that with the Jolly Trolley. So, there was a lot of experiences again that I've done that I bet a lot of other people didn't get a chance to do. At the 1900 Park Fair, they had a villains dinner once upon a time that we took my kid to, and he loved. That was really cool. Then there was a Pirates and Princesses party that they did for a little while instead of doing the the Not So Scary or Very Merry, they had another party that was Pirates and Princesses, and instead of going around getting candy, you would go around getting jewels from different places around the park. So that was a neat thing to do. So I was talking to my kids about this today, and I was like, what are some things that happened during your lifetime? And a lot of the stuff, they would go, was this during my lifetime? Was Horizons during my lifetime? Was this during my lifetime? And I'm like, nope. Sorry. Like, so there was a lot of stuff that my kids it wouldn't count for them because they've gone since they were little all the time. So there's very few things that they've missed. However, one thing that we constantly get roasted about, and I think Allison leads the charge on this for me, is I've never been, and again, this is something I can fix still, and that's what we should all learn that from this. Go and do the things you want to do now. Don't save them for tomorrow because you never know when they'll be gone forever. Hoop-de-doo review. Never been.
Oh my gosh.
I know.
Rob.
Criminal.
Robert. Come on. Put down the popcorn buckets and get your backside over to Hoop-de-doo.
You stop that right now. That's blasphemy. How dare you? No, I mean, and part of it is just because it's always a slog to get over to Wilderness Lodge or Wilderness Campgrounds for me because I don't live there. So when I go, like going all the way out there is going to be either a boat ride or it's going to be a drive in and then get
go
into
the Magic Kingdom for the day and then go over there for dinner at night and take a beautiful boat ride across the amazing Bay Lake. Learn some history. Oh,
yeah, and you stay there before you stay at the resort. It's really easy because then you've got the golf cart and you can easily drive there. The problem is if you're driving in and then you park in the parking lot and you have to take the bus all the way across. But if like you're already there and you're either staying there or you're taking a boat from the Magic Kingdom, it's like not that hard to get to.
I'm getting roasted in the chat, and apparently very deserved for it. Shame on you, Rob, said David, and then Rob all exclamation points. Care Bear at least said I want to do Hoop-de-doo as well. Yeah, I mean, and also like my daughter was vegan. She's lean and vegetarian now, but like I'm sure they have plant-based options.
They accommodate all of it. It's like stuff your family would eat. It's stuff that my family does not eat, but we have to do Hoop-de-doo.
You can do a little research. I don't want to get anyone in trouble, but like do some research. There's other options you can have at Hoop-de-doo. We have a feast when we go, and it's not just the things on the menu.
Well, then how about we just come down and we'll do one of the Adventure by Carney meetups, and it'll be to Hoop-de-doo, and you just tell us how to do it. So I asked the question. We have our Patreon is patreon.com/GoPackPAC, and we have a Discord set up in there, and so I asked the question to our pack because they are fellow park adventurers, and I wanted to know what they had to say, and so some of the answers. Jake, our friend Jake, said Stitch video phone. What is Stitch video phone?
You want me to improvise this? Okay.
Yeah. Splash Mountain. Neko said she almost missed that one. I said the good news is it still exists. America Sings. Honey, I Shrunk the Audience. Rogers the Musical. Muppet Vision. EPCOT in all caps, says Bucky. And then let's see. It's the early years of Disney parks pre-'80s is what Mike said, and he said my bucket list is a lot of Universal attractions, which again we could do a whole show about Universal attractions that are gone. Patrick Hackett said Snow White's Scary Adventures. Bucky said 20,000 Leagues, the original 20,000 Leagues. So it doesn't exist in Florida. In California, it's Nemo. I mean, it's Nemo subs, and in Japan, it's actually a completely different attraction. It's not even the same thing at all. So, but yeah, thank you guys. That's Adventures Through Inner Space, is Fire Chief mentioned. I don't know when that closed, but I also didn't get a chance to do that one out in Disneyland. That was a very original one. And then Jayware at 9:41 said, "I'm old now. Bring back the Disney Institute. I want to make a topiary." So
yes,
yeah. So there you go. So anyway, one other thing that my kids never got to experience was Pleasure Island in general, but Allison, you mentioned New Year's Eve. Every night was New Year's Eve at Pleasure Island. That was like their theme, and they would do fireworks and have concerts, and that was back when the place would be open till 2 a.m. Now I think that they roll up the sidewalks at 11, 10 o'clock if they can get away with it at Disney Springs, so that's not a thing. But anything else on either of your lists before we shut this down?
I mean, I just had I never saw like the Lion King on stage at Magic Kingdom, and other like there's little shows that have come and gone throughout the years. But you guys, I hit you with the big ones, and I'm glad I got this off my chest.
Man, me too, man. I am glad that you got a little bit of therapy on this one because honestly, I worry about you, and so I'm glad that you were able to, you know, to just basically say what you needed to say, get it out there, you know, talk about it. You know, I'm thankful for both of you guys again for you know for coming on tonight, for paving the way. I think we covered everything in our list here. So that's a good thing. But before we sign off completely, and apparently I'm stuck here. What did I do wrong? I did something, and there we go. I knew I could fix it. Thank you guys for being here. Again, these two were on that other show before I ever was, and they've been like just so great to come back on and do these shows. So thank you both for being here and doing that. I do want to give a shout out to our pack, and that's, as I mentioned, that's our Park Adventurers Club. Thank you so much to our members, especially our Zebra Mezzanine and Treasure Room supporters. Thank you guys for being members of the pack. If you want more information, you go to patreon.com/GoPackPAC. And I want to give a shout out to what we've got coming up. Last Friday night, my son did his trivia game that he does, Hakuna Ma Trivia. We're here at Park Adventurers Club. Wednesday night is Prep and Landing with Patrick Hackett. Friday, I got to tell you, I'm really super excited about this. It's an interview that Stephanie did with Santa Claus, and you gotta tune in for that on Friday the 19th to get ready for Christmas. He was nice enough to take the time to talk with her before the holiday. So yeah, it was a big get. And then next Sunday will be our last park show of the year. We're going to do a year-end review, and then on Christmas Eve there's a special show of A Look on the Plus Side with The Small One. Big shout out to Stephanie for that. Peter Carney, what do you have going on in Adventures by Carney, sir?
Oh man, and yeah, it's behind me. Come check out on YouTube, Adventures by Carney. Thanks for always watching. We just did a bunch of awesome streams. If you want to catch up, this past Wednesday we did Jollywood Nights. It was incredible. Friday night we did EPCOT Festival for the holidays. We rope dropped Magic Kingdom, did the holiday stuff yesterday, and we rope dropped Animal Kingdom this morning, and had a great time with the holiday stuff, going on a bunch of rides. Awesome safari. And yeah, we're doing the 12 streams of Christmas. So go subscribe, check us out, and my Instagram's official Carney, and I'm just happy to be here with Allison and Rob. This is very nice.
Yeah, this is a get together we wanted to do for a while. Again, the OG, and I know I'm the old one, and yet y'all outdate me on the whole like doing this thing. So thank you guys for doing that. Allison has been very upset that they keep closing things at Disney. I know, and they're taking all the good stuff away. Then your daughter won't. This list. I mean, what's going to happen when she sees this list? I know she's had some opportunities to go, but yeah.
Yeah,
at least you can watch on YouTube on a VHS tape.
That's right. But she's really smart. She already knows like why are all the good rides in Tokyo? She asks me all the time because we watch rides videos. So I think that's probably that's probably next. Got to go there the next year or so.
All right. Well, thank you so much, both of you guys, for being here. Thanks for everybody in the chat and for super chatting and for supporting the channel. Again, if you haven't already subscribed, we would love to have you guys in the funnel and come see all the great stuff. We've got some West Coast content that we're going to be adding and some great people here and just very thankful for everybody who's been able to take part in the Adventurers Club with us. So thank you guys so much. Have a great week. Hopefully we'll see you Wednesday night for A Look on the Plus Side, or next Sunday night for another Park Adventurers Club, or Friday night tune in for Santa. And again, thank you guys. Appreciate you. Have a great week. We'll see you next time. Adventure is out there, folks.